Hey, 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 dope people. It's your girl Paisley. I'm the Mindset Makeover Maven and the Dope Life Movement Creator. And you know what time it is. It's about to go down. It's time for Sippin' and Soul Speak, guys. So you know what to do. If you are joining us live, go ahead and drop your heart emojis down below. And if you're catching us upon the replay, make sure you drop your number twos in the comments down below. And don't forget to tell us what you're sipping on because we want to know. We want to know. We want to know. So come on in this place. Jump in here like double dutch and tell us what you're sipping on. I'm going to get this thing set up. And of course, we have a special guest on tonight for Sipping and Soul Speak. And I'm trying to find the live so I can see your comments. But yes, guys, we have a special guest on tonight, a special treat because I am so new to I am so new to this and I'm trying to figure out. So I'm making sure that this is actually on and working properly because for some reason I can't see us. There we go. Okay. So um I'm so excited to hear about everything and what you guys have. I have Lisa Bull from Yobo Soju. Did I say that properly, or am I murdering the name of the product at this point? Lisa, did I say it right? Yobo Soju, yes?
Yeah, so it's actually the company is called Yobo Spirit House because it encompasses a couple of different brands, but yeah, you got it.
Absolutely. So we have so Yobo Spirit House, and they have a special spirit that they provided us with on tonight. And so I am super, super excited to kind of get into it. Of course, I have some high quality H2O because we need to stay hydrated. Um, but we're gonna get into this as well. So Lisa, what is your role at Yobo?
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I am the head of marketing and a partner at Yobo Spirit House. So I really handle all of the marketing, communications, PR, and sponsorships that we, are doing to grow the brand, to sell into different retail chains, and also, restaurants and bars are another channel of our distribution. So. I've joined just under a year ago, and I am so excited to be at this brand and to be part of this team that we are really starting, to build something really big. And excited to talk to you about it tonight.
Absolutely. We're excited too. I know you and I had a conversation maybe a few months ago. At this point, I think it was a few months ago. We were getting everybody on the calendar. But we had the conversation and this is Women's History Month. So we are excited we have featured every week a woman-owned brand. And so it happened that Yobo is a woman-owned brand, and so just fit perfectly into our series for this month and being able to actually learn something because I'm going to learn today, along with you guys, a little bit about soju, a little bit about soju and the spirits that you guys have provided us. These bottles are beautiful. So look at these
I
guys.
love them.
They are gorgeous. So tell me a little bit about um, why soju.
Well, great question. And it kind of leads me back to, we're at the near end of Women's History Month, and I feel so fortunate to be working on a brand that was founded by Carolyn Kim, a Korean American uh, woman who is, also a lawyer and a mother. And she really founded this company really to elevate the Korean American spirit, which Soju is the national spirit of Korea, South Korea. And really, when she founded the company, she really wanted to defy the stereotypes of what traditional soju is and really creating America's first craft soju. So it's really, I relate to this as well, being Korean American. I think a lot of people do sort of this dichotomy of being, Korean is also American and kind of honoring and celebrating those two cultures and identities that she identifies with. So I think for me that was like such a great, just such a connection piece for the brand itself. And really for soju, and I let kind of a nice segue for people that aren't that familiar with it, and there are a lot of, I would just say, a lot of other distilled spirits that are from the East. I think sake is kind of one that people know quite, it's a little more familiar, but
Right,
soju is
right.
actually, yeah, Korea's national drink, and it's a clear, colorless distilled spirit, usually made from rice. And it can be made from other grains like wheat or barley, and other starches like sweet potatoes or tapioca. It typically has a very neutral flavor and is extremely versatile, which is why when I talk about it, I say sometimes it's comparison to like a vodka or something like that, which has a more clean, neutral taste. And really, there are really two different types or classifications of soju. We have traditional and commercial distilled. So traditionally, like soju is made from distilling fermented rice and it's really potent. Whereas something like a commercial soju, which maybe some of the listeners might know it as green bottle soju, is made from a cheaper base starch like tapioca, sweet potato, potatoes, barley, and it's diluted with different sugars and artificial flavorings and other additives to really cut down the harshness to make it a smoother flavor. Yeah. And
Okay.
so, yeah, so I'm really excited just to be here to talk to you about our portfolio, how our product differentiates a bit from other sojus in the marketplace. So I don't know if you wanted to start with, talking a little bit about the Yobo Soju Lux, which is, I think, the first um, bottle you have there.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is it's our
So,
ultra
so
premium.
you can start, you can tell us about it.
Yeah,
Well, first, let me just say, Soju Lux, the bottle is giving Lux, right? It really is. And you guys at home probably can't see this, but even the inside of the label has a print, right? With the logo, the Y logo. And I just it is giving everything looks. So the name is fitting, the bottle is fitting, and all of that. Um I'm gonna pour a little bit so I can taste it while you tell us about it.
sure. So this is our ultra premium soju, and it's made from some interesting ingredients because I kind of told you already a little bit about the traditional soju and how and the
Mhm.
so it's made from Northern California grapes, California rice, organic wheat. And really, we just really try to, go through a distillation process that really refines that. We'll say the other kind of notes to think about are, it's 23% ABV, so it's a little bit of a lower ABV. 40% ABV is for most vodkas and so forth. And then it just really has a very nice smooth texture, clean finish, really like, very nice flavor profile. And it really is versatile. So I think we chatted about this last time we spoke. You can really have it the way you're having it, which is what we call neat, just in a glass. But we also have a lot of different cocktails that we've played around with. If you visit yobospirits.com, you can definitely check out all the cocktails we have there and more as we keep
Page
adding
is
to that.
beautiful. Like the way that you guys present the cocktails on the page, it's very, very fantastic. So
So you should, I don't know if you're feeling this, but you should, it sort of is, we're really intentional and we put a lot into every product we produce. So it's really supposed to be this balance of floral, fragrant aroma, like a complex, subtle flavor profile. And so it really should open with like kind of a floral note and then followed by hints of apricot and vanilla, and then rounding it out with subtle hints of rice and cream to deliver a velvet smooth finish. So sometimes it's interesting because tasting it on its own, the spirit, I think just sort of gets you into sort of what the flavor profile is. And then obviously when you mix it into a cocktail or something else like that, you can explore additional flavors and depths of flavor, but that I think tasting it at the base of what the notes are that we were hitting when we were
Yeah,
developing.
and so I'll say this, right? I did try the green bottle soju
Huh?
at the restaurant, and that was not this. This is very refined. It is very smooth. Um, it has on the nose, it has a very nice, like I'm getting like floral and vanilla on the nose. And then when I'm tasting it, it's super smooth. It is it's super smooth, and it's also like there's a little complexity as you taste it, right? So it's like very subtle, and then on the back end you do get kind of almost like there's a creaminess, but I don't even know how to describe that. So it's very subtle. And I can see how this lends itself well to cocktails.
Yes.
So like you can do a lot of stuff with this. So
Yeah, it's really nice. And I think also the lower ABV. So you're taking something that maybe has a half alcohol by volume ratio as maybe a vodka. So it also lends itself to, when we've heard from different restaurants and customers, like, you can go out and have a cocktail or two with your meal over the course of a couple hours and still feel, it's not going to be as impactful as if you were to have like
right.
vodka cocktails because of the
Yeah.
lower ABV. So it's nice and enjoyed a lot with, traditionally with a lot of like Korean food, barbecue, anju, which is the Korean word for snacks. So it also helps in cutting some of the heat from some of the more spicier Korean flavors that you might
I could
experience.
see that. Yes.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. So yes, I'm loving this because I think it is very versatile to be able to use in a lot of different ways. So so next should we do
Yeah. So we can move on to Kish aperitif.
yep,
So I think we sent you all four flavors. Is that correct?
so soul, earth, bliss, and shine.
Correct, correct. So this is actually, a partnership a creative partnership we have with celebrity chef and top chef host Kristen Kish. We had asked her to develop a flavor profile, thinking actually, funny enough, that it might be the flavored soju, which is K10, which we'll get to at the after Kish. But Kristen came back and really wanted to put her own twist on it and really leaned into her culinary arts, and culinary background, as
Mhm.
well as a little bit of like her story. She is Korean American, but was adopted and grew up in Michigan. So she has a lot of these different flavors as well, coming from the Midwest and other things that she experienced as a kid. So this is a liqueur. So we're leaning in on this one a little bit more to the liqueur sort of category. So think about Aperol, Campari, and so forth. And so when Kristen was developing this line, she really was very mindful about about making things overly sweet. She always felt like, especially as a chef, you can always add sweetness, right, through agave and some other things, but you can't
Right.
really take it away. So
Okay.
I know it's hard, right? So she created four different incredible flavors. Don't know what you're having right. What did you just pour?
I just poured the soul.
Okay. So Soul is one of my personal favorites. I love them all, but they're all incredible. And Soul is the flavor profile is hibiscus, lemon balm, and raw honey. And so this is
Oh my gosh, this smells divine. Listen, you can, everything that you just said, right? First you get the hibiscus and then you get the lemon balm and then the raw honey. This smells wonderful. But go ahead.
I'm glad you like, that the flavor profile is really, kind of standing out. And this was really developed as sort of an ode to her soulmate, her wife Bianca, and the city of her birth, Seoul, Korea. So a little bit of a double entendre there. And these flavors are really inspired by her wife's nighttime tea ritual. So really. Yeah, like the hibiscus tea, the lemon balm, and the raw honey. So it's really, trying to evoke these notes of a citrus tea balanced with tart hints of hibiscus. And I have to say, like, we use this in so many different types of drinks and cocktails. You can use it like a liqueur, an aperitif. You can use it in place of flavored syrups or juice or sugar because it can kind of come in and do that
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
And is a lower ABV alternative to hard liquor. So we really enjoy this. And I will say something that I really love about this product line, all of our product lines, but this one in particular is because with Kristen's creativity and her development of these four flavor profiles, you can really get really complicated with cocktails, or you can do something which is one of my personal favorites. We call it a hibiscus lemonade, and it's literally two parts soul, four parts lemonade, and it just delivers an incredibly refreshing cocktail that is delicious. And I would say the lemonade brings out those flavors even more.
I could see that for sure. I could also see this in champagne.
Yes. Yeah, we do like spritzes and other things. So whether that's with a little bit of champagne or prosecco or a little bit of soda water too added in there for extra bubbly. Yeah.
It you get all of those flavors, but it's light and it's not syrupy like a lot of liqueurs, right?
Yeah.
And hibiscus can be it can be very powerful depending on how, but this is so it's so light. So I could see the lemonade being like super delicious to, sit out on the, balcony or sit on the porch and on a nice day and have that would
Yeah.
be amazing. Yes. Okay, so that's the soul.
And I would also say, if we're talking about the packaging too, it's really great because there's a little note from Kristen on the back. Again, bottled in the same glass as Yobo Lux. Um, but she kind of gives a personal note about each of the different flavors. And that's
Yes,
just
love
who
that.
she is, but it also kind of gives it a little more explanation. And then if you buy it, when you buy it too, you also get a little recipe tag, a tag on it, and then there are recipes there on there as well. So
Okay.
yeah, did any of the stuff I sent you have a little recipe tag?
It did not.
Okay, well, I noted. But that's usually how it's presented at retail.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So the next one I have is Earth, which it
Okay.
says it's smoked mushroom umami.
Yes. So
So,
this,
and then let me see the story.
oh, sure.
Connected and grateful, my love of cooking and the balance I strive for, the combination of flavors that pulls me in every time, inviting and complex, sweet and savory, unexpected and comforting, warm and bright.
Yeah. So
Earth.
this is, Yeah, she always sort of refers to this one as the most, grown up out of all of the four. And then it really does deliver this true umami experience, the robust savoriness of the mushroom grounds, and this one of a kind flavor profile to really result in this graceful balance of earthiness and subtle smokiness. I always sort of liken this to anyone that might like an old fashioned or some of the, some of those types of cocktails. I typically do not like, I'm typically not drinking those types of alcohols, or spirits, but this one in particular surprised me. And I think it surprises a lot of people in terms of when you smell it and then when you taste it, it has a really unique flavor. And then when you mix it with something, again, if you do an old fashioned, with earth, and you can add bourbon or whiskey and a simple syrup, or just an earth high, which is earth and soda water.
Oh my, first of, first of all, I didn't know what to expect. I'm like,
Yeah.
smoked mushroom? I don't know. And I
Yeah.
love mushrooms,
Yeah.
but this is not giving mushroom flavor to me, right? I get a little of the smoky, I get a little sweet, but not too sweet. And
Right.
then and it's there's something else that I haven't picked up yet. It's giving like a little, I'm like that after it sits on the palate, I don't know, maybe a little, it feels floral.
Yeah.
Um, and so it is this this is a shocker, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Um, because I'm like mushroom, in a cocktail,
Yeah.
but this is this is not, it's grown up for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but it's non-binary, right?
It's really, I think you share a similar sentiment to a lot of people I've met through different events that we've been at and sampling the Kish portfolio. And what's funny is sometimes, we'll have people come back and just, we're serving it as sort of a mix in a cocktail and people just want to have it neat. Just we chill it a little bit and it's neat.
Literally, I can imagine this just like, especially with the low ABV, right?
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes you want a cocktail to unwind at night. You want a little sip, but then sometimes you don't want the full impact of, having a cocktail. And I feel like I could literally put this over ice and
Mhm.
just sip this in the evening
Yeah.
and feel great about myself.
Yeah, it's at 21%. So it's, a little, again, when we talk about a vodka or something being, nearly double that. So it's
Yeah.
quite lovely. Do you have
This
Bliss?
this is Bliss, which
Okay.
says reminiscence, a walk through. Oh my, I could smell it from like this. I opened the lid and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can smell it. So reminiscence, a walk through my childhood and the memories that shaped me. Sour cherries that always taste of Michigan summers, pink peppercorn, a spark that ignited my culinary passion, and licorice, the unsung childhood confection I adored.
So yeah, this is, really, inspired by her childhood in the Midwest, attending sour cherry festivals, and also her beloved confection, which is licorice. So yeah, I'm interested to see what you think, but
Oh my gosh.
it's a delicate balance of sweet, sour, and salt from the licorice and sour cherry, accented with the fruity heat of pink peppercorns.
I swear, like this is perfume.
We have
Oh
had
my goodness.
We
it smells so good. It
Yeah,
is and not a lot of spirits are that have that where you're like, ooh, I could just smell this, right?
yeah,
But it definitely it smells almost like a candy. So
yeah.
I'm having a hard time like deciding what's a favorite.
Well, what's really interesting about the flavor profile and how we sort of found different cocktails or drinks to sort of bring out certain flavors is we've done something where we do a cherry cola, which is bliss and cola, or we've done like a cherry lemonade, which is bliss and lemonade. And then we've gotten a little bit, we've done a Cosmo Bliss with bliss and vodka, cranberry juice, and lime juice. So there's like there are so many different fun ways to sort of pair to create cocktails out of bliss, playing off of the sour cherry and licorice notes, as well as a little bit of that kick from heat from the pink peppercorn.
And I was gonna say for those, like I'm like licorice,
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's not, they're all so subtle where you're picking up the flavors, but it's not, one's not overpowering the other. It's a delicate balance. So if you're like, oh, I don't like licorice, I wouldn't like this. I'm telling you, try it anyway, because I feel like the sour cherry is is playing off of that along with the peppercorn that you kind of get on the back end.
Yeah. Yeah. And so many fun ways to pair that with different cocktails. And last, but certainly not least, we have Shine. So, yeah.
So the attitude with which with which I welcome each new day and every moment that follows, inspired by the journey that led me here. Kumquat, my favorite fruit. Bitters, my favorite cocktail flavor. Ginger, the familiar feeling I get from its raw heat. Kumquat, rose, and ginger is it.
Yeah. So these are, as you mentioned, a combination of her favorite fruit and cocktail flavors. So what you sh will be tasting is the raw heat from the ginger, complementing the rose notes and the unmistakably tangy citrus of a kumquat.
You definitely get citrus right off the
Yeah.
bat of the nose. Oh, okay. Of all, this is the more powerful one. So the name Shine is like
Yeah.
absolutely perfect because you definitely the citrus is on the nose immediately. And the ginger is giving you that strength, that power, that the raw heat as she said, right? So
And we've done fun cocktails like again, a mule shine. So we just do shine with some ginger beer. We've done a fun sort of spiked tea with shine mixed with iced tea. And then we've done something really fun, which is like kind of a play on the Paloma, where we take shine and a tequila, like a mezcal tequila and grapefruit juice, and sort of let all that citrus kind of come together from a flavor profile perspective. And the one thing too is like we can always with all four of these different flavor profiles, you can always just do like a club soda mix or a tonic mix with it, and that's what I love about it. I love the complexity of flavors. I love that you can do so many different types of cocktails, but
yeah.
also for many people, we have a long day, we have a long week, and we just want to sort of come home and maybe have something quick. And I can't tell you how many, how just flavor rich it is just to put it with, a tonic or even just a seltzer
Or like a
water.
seltzer, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I could see that, like a nice seltzer with this. You got, low calorie,
yeah.
BB, and you got a nice cocktail. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm loving. I like all of them, and it's I think if I had to pick, if I had to pick one, like if I was going to the store and I was only going to get one, it would be very challenging for me to pick which one. My sips are by my moods. So I think it would definitely depend on the mood that I'm in, right? If
Yeah,
I'm in like,
100%.
for if I want something kind of for the evening, I'm probably going with Earth.
Mhm.
If I want something that's a little more fun, I'm gonna do Bliss or Shine. And I I'm loving. I feel the soul like it's very versatile.
Yeah.
I feel like it can you can do a lot of different things with it. Not that you can't with the others, but I feel like this one's probably in my head. I'm already thinking of all the cocktails that I can make with that.
Yeah. It's a fun flavor, it's a fun, grouping of flavors and giving a lot of versatility and options. And I think the other part that's really fun too is just kind of being able to play mixologist, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
it's kind of fun because Kristen has already sort of laid the foundation in terms of different types of flavor profiles, and then you can kind of come in and make your own cocktail, do a, have a new interpretation of something, try your favorite one, but instead of, certain things, swap in for a quiche aperitif, or instead of something else, add quiche aperitif to something. So I think it just really inspires a lot of creativity as well, on top of, just
For,
the
for
first
sure. You can
palette.
do so many things
Yeah,
with all of that.
yeah.
So now let's get into this K-Town.
Yeah, so this is K-Town. It is our flavored soju. So it really when we talked a little earlier about the green bottle, this is our expression of that. These are made with, it's made with premium flavored soju with real fruit juice, all natural ingredients, a little bit of a lower ABV at 18%. And we right now are just with four flavors, but we're actually rolling out some new flavors later this year. Is that the Korean pear and lime? Is that what you
It
have?
is.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This smells so good.
So for this, you can, as I was, you can enjoy it as a shot. You can mix it into cocktails to create something new. I think what you're doing is perfect, pouring it into, over a little ice or in a chilled glass and just having,
I'm gonna put my little lime in there.
oh,
That's
nice.
my Blue Henry dehydrated
Yeah,
lime.
I love it. So
So, and that's
so
a
this,
woman-owned brand too. So
yeah.
this this smells so it like the pear is immediately coming off. Like it's when you open the bottle, you're
Yeah.
smelling the pear out on this. So let's see. This needs nothing else. Like absolute you pour this over ice
Yeah.
and garnish and good night.
Yes. Yeah,
You're welcome.
it's really a nice it's a smooth flavored soju. A lot of the fun things that we're doing now from a brand side is trying new flavor profiles, doing a little bit of like honoring, as I mentioned at the top, with Kristen with Carolyn's vision for founding the company, is like mixing in some traditional, maybe American flavors in our next suite of flavors that will be launching later this year. And this, again, no, it's all natural. So again, we should be, less headaches, all those things. I mean, that's sort of true, tried and true throughout the whole line in terms of just really, trying to all differentiate ourselves in the ingredients that we choose to be thoughtful.
I I this is amazing. This is amazing. Now, how many expressions of K-Town do you have?
So right now we have four. We have the one you're drinking, which is the Korean pear and lime. We have spicy peach, a yuzu and elderflower, and a grape and ginger transfusion.
I feel like I need all of those on my bar right
And
now.
they're really really fun, fruity flavors. And K-Town, for anyone that is not aware, is usually, is marked by a community that is pops up in pretty large cities. There's a K-Town in New York, a K-Town in San Francisco, a
I was
K-Town
gonna
in
ask where the name come from.
yeah. So it's sort of like just really this, like, sort of homage to these places, these neighborhoods.
Yeah. And a
Um,
nod to your culture, like,
yeah, yeah,
shout out for doing that. You know what I mean? I think it's really important for us to be authentic and to show up in the world and spaces and places as our true self.
yeah,
And being able to like stamp that, hey, I'm a Korean American. This is for my culture.
yeah.
And so, and then, but not just, it's not exclusive, right? We
Oh,
want to share it with the world. And
absolutely.
so, it's for your culture. And I love the authenticity of that. I
Yeah.
do love this is, this is fantastic. And people know that I am not the person who's just like, oh, because they're on the show. No, like this is fantastic. Like the fact that for those of you who are like, I love to have a cocktail. However, I'm not a mixologist. I don't want to have all these ingredients and have to put these things together. Like literally get you some Blue Henry dehydrated limes, put this on some ice. I would keep this bottle in the freezer
Yeah.
because I feel like you should come home and you should take it out of the freezer. You should pour it in your glass and garnish it with and pour it in your fancy glass on a Wednesday
Yes.
and and treat yourself. This is this is an entire cocktail, like by itself. And I'm glad. So we had talked about, I know you said, hey, what cocktail are you making? And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not sure. And I went to your beautiful website and I'm like, these are so gorgeous. I can't even figure out which one I want to make. And then I
Yeah.
was like, maybe I won't make a cocktail. I'm going to use the K-Town
Mhm.
and just have this. I could see how it would lend itself to other cocktails though.
Yeah.
But if for those of you who want to keep it simple, this in your freezer, lime, you're welcome. If you
Yeah.
want to get fancy, squeeze some lime juice in there.
Yeah. 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 And I think, I just, want to thank you for just, connecting with us and inviting us to be on your, on this YouTube live. I think it's been wonderful. And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. We are sort of celebrating Korean culture, but we're really being very inclusive, inviting to share that with anyone and everyone. And, I think, that's sort of what makes, just this country so wonderful, is that there are people from all different kinds of backgrounds and sharing cultures and leaning in and learning something new and trying something new.
Yeah.
I learn every day because I just, I'm kind of open to new experiences and new things. So I'm just like, I'll try that. I've never heard of that before, but it sounds
Well, this
interesting. And
is me with soju, right?
yeah,
I think you and I talked about it, and I'm like, no, I've never had soju. And then
yeah,
I had the green bottle soju. That is not this. I'm just trying to tell you for those of you who don't know. But I was, open to learning about it. And so I thank you so much for sending all these are amazing. Your amazing products. Your line. The next time I go to a Korean restaurant, they're like, "Do you have Yobo? Do you have K-Town?" Like, what? What do you know about that? But I do. This is an experience. It's not, and I love an experience, right? I feel like if I went to a Korean restaurant and I had the the K-Town pear and lime, I'm going to be just like, this and this is just it's going to blend together. It's going to be so amazing. And it creates an experience. And so whether you're doing that wherever, if you're at home, and ordering Uber Eats, right, from your favorite restaurant and having this, but I am I am loving the entire line. So there is not any, the mushroom surprised me. So Earth, shout out to Earth because I was like, I don't know about that one. But I am super surprised and happy that I've had the opportunity to experience it because this is an experience. So guys, make sure that you go to your local retailer and ask for it by name. Yobo, Soju, Kish Aperitif, and K-Town. And you can ask for these by name. And then if you go to their website, you can actually do the locator. So for those of you who are in the DMV, I know it's in Total Wine. But you can also, for those of you who are not, you can go to the website, and if it's not in your area, just order it from their website and get some because this is amazing. So thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
Lisa.
much. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful, just I'm so happy to, to have to have shared our whole portfolio with you and your audience and taking the time to do the tasting, which I never really thought about it before I started working at a spirits company, but really taking the time to do the tasting and to, not have it mixed, but just have it, you know, on the, neat and just sort of listening to the flavor profile and seeing if how that sort of shows up for you on your individual palate. So just thank you so much for taking the time and having us us on your show. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. You guys will probably see some of this again in the summertime because these are definitely gonna make it into the rotation. So even if you don't see Lisa, you can see these products because I am sure we will be featuring them again. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. For all you guys who are out there in the Sippin' and Soul Speak land, all my soul sippers, if you have joined us live, make sure that you drop the heart emoji down below. And if you're catching us on the replay, make sure you drop your number twos in the comments down below. Guys, we have Paisley Palooza is coming up. So we have a lot of things that are getting ready to kick off. And you can go to delaceypaisley.com. And if you missed any of this, you go to delaceypaisley.com and you sign up, and we will make sure that you get the information so that you can connect in with Yobo Soju and all of the other things that we have going on. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Lisa. We appreciate you. Shout out to Women's History Month. We have closed out Women's History Month with a bang, and I am super excited about that. So thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, we want you to be dope because you are dope on purpose. See you soon. Good night.